Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I have two stories to share with you in this very latest Moon Lambo hot jam. As it turns out, for the 11 billionth time, scammers are trying to scam you, yes, you XRP holder, out of your beloved XRP. I'll share with you exactly how they're trying to do that, and it's kind of stupid, S-T-O-O-P-I-D, stupid in my humble opinion. And also, I gotta ask you, do you guys remember last month when Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse was warning that the United States government was going to come after Tether, which is a major player in the cryptocurrency ecosystem? You guys remember that? Well, there's a development on that. Not the U.S. going after them, but it makes me wonder, perhaps indeed Brad Garlinghouse is absolutely correct. Not that I was really doubting him. There are lots of reasons to have lots of, serious questions and concerns about Tether. But there's a nonprofit entity that has started an ad campaign, and they're putting some serious allegations out there, and they're saying that they've got proof that Tether is an outright Ponzi. Now, if that's the case, the degree to which this will negatively impact the crypto space, well, it would be severe, kind of hard to know how severe, but perhaps FTX bad. It could be. They've been printing Tether out of thin air, as all cryptocurrencies are, but if they're stating that it's all backed by something and it's actually not, then you get a run on the bank, don't you? But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, as my grandpappy used to say, people are no damn good. Sage wisdom, grandpappy. Sage wisdom indeed. So here's the headline from the Crypto Basic, proving my grandpappy right. XRP community faces new scam around Ripple RLUSD stablecoin launch. Members of the XRP community are now at risk of a new scam surrounding the forthcoming launch of the Ripple USD stablecoin. And so the ticker symbol, in case you hadn't heard yet, it's RLUSD. Various reports on X have inadvertently promoted the idea that 1 billion RLUSD tokens have been issued, citing supposed evidence from XRP Ledger blockchain explorers. The associated XRPL account has multiple recent transactions, mostly executed in the last 48 hours. These transactions primarily consist of trust line transactions involving phantom RLUSD tokens in billions. Some community members have asserted that this development is genuine since it is visible on an XRPL address, especially given that RLUSD is expected to launch on XRP Ledger. Now, folks, one way to find out if this is real or not is to go to Ripple. Have they announced that the RLUSD is now live? Not only have they not done that, they have explicitly stated, I don't know how many times recently, that they plan to launch the RLUSD, way later this year. They said that very recently. So already, red flags, very obviously. People are damn awful, though. So anyway, check this out. Piece continues. However, reputable figures in the XRP community have swiftly denounced this as a scam. Vet, an XRPL DUNL validator and founder of NFT marketplace XRP Cafe, emphasized that RLUSD has not been issued yet. He urged members to wait for official information from Ripple to avoid falling prey to scammers. And so good on him for highlighting that. Then he shared a screen grab of what this looks like, put a big X through it, and I'm always appreciative of that. If you're going to share a screen grab of whatever the scam is, at least write scam all over it. Put an X through it. The X is fine. That's fine. It makes it pretty damn clear, right? And Ripple does the same thing with it because they've warned against other scams in the past. And they just write the word scam all over it, like a watermark over it, kind of tilted. But there you go, RLUSD. It's a currency. It's on the XRP ledger. It's right there, right? So it must be real, right? Because also, fun fact, everything that you read on the internet, and this is part of the internet, everything you read on the internet, it is true. No one would ever lie on the internet or mislead or scam anybody, right? Come on, that wouldn't be moral. Nobody would do that, right? except for they would. And we'd say Wind was warning about this too. Here's a post from him, and he said, I'm seeing the first screenshots from people believing RLUSD has already been issued on the XRP ledger. It has not been issued. These are fake tokens issued by scammers trying to sell worthless assets on the DEX or through AMM. Do not engage. That's right. So they're trying to get your beloved XRP in exchange for fake RLUSD. How about that? And so there was this screen grab here highlighting that it was activated by BitTrue, which is a real exchange. And so Win noted, it just means a BitTrue user activated the account, means nothing. There was also this question from an XRP community member. How are they able to use the RLUSD name? And Win said the obvious answer, which is open network. Anyone can issue anything, and that's certainly true. And so the question was asked, though, so how will people know what's real or not? And that's a good question. We'll have to come together as a community to make sure that we're very transparent about that. And it also had me asking a question that I just had never thought about before because I've never had cause to. But I'm actually not sure. Well, I'm not a developer, so it shouldn't be surprising. Like I've never issued a token on the XRP ledger myself. I'm going to ask this question. I'm actually very curious about this now. Like now that there is an RLUSD, like can you have a second coin with literally the exact same ticker symbol? That seems confusing if so. But obviously on a computer, in a specific file folder, you can't have two files with the exact same file name. You see what I'm getting at here? So I'm sure Ripple thought through this, and there's a good answer. This is just something that, I've never thought of before. It just popped up in my head because this is happening here. I don't suppose it's going to be a problem because, again, if Ripple hasn't thought of this, like, oh, shoot, there can only be one RLUSD. I guess, before we announced that, we probably should have taken it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe there can be duplicates here. Either way, just be aware. Don't let them take your beloved XRP. That's all I'm getting at here. Now, this next story could be incredibly consequential. So take a look at this. Fox Business journalist Eleanor Terrett, she was sharing all sorts of information about this on social media platform X, including the picture on your screen right now. And she wrote, a digital billboard accusing the world's largest stablecoin Tether of corruption is being featured in Times Square, New York City, right now. Look at that. And there's the Tether to Corruption website. That's what they're calling it. It's a .com. Well, that's something I didn't really expect to see ever. Although, look, I've never made an outright allegation against Tether because I don't have evidence, so it wouldn't make sense for me to do that. But I have voiced concerns consistently for years. Why? Because they're not transparent. More on that in a second. Let me set the table a little bit for you. Do you guys remember what Brad Garlinghouse had to say last month? Here's a headline from Cointelegraph. It's clear the U.S. government is going after Tether, Ripple CEO. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse says it is clear that the United States government is going after stablecoin issuer Tether, which could have an unpredictable impact on the crypto markets. No. It's predictable. The only thing that's not questioned is the degree to which it's going to be terrible. It's very predictable that it's going to be absolutely horrendous. You think disastrous news comes out? Yeah, it turns out that Tether thing everybody's using, which is a massive part in terms of market cap of the entire crypto space. Yeah, it turns out that's a scam. Do you think that maybe the market's not going to respond favorably? Duh! So it's really just a question of to what degree is it going to be a problem. If that's true, indeed. But anyway, piece continues. Garlinghouse said on a May 10th episode of the World Class podcast that there would 100% be another crypto-related Black Swan event like the collapse and subsequent uncovering of fraud perpetrated by FTX's executives. The U.S. government is going after Tether, that is clear to me, he said, without elaborating and stopping short of suggesting any possible U.S. action against Tether would be the next Black Swan. He instead called it an interesting one to watch. I view Tether as a very important part of the ecosystem, the Ripple boss said. He added he doesn't know how to predict what impact potential U.S. regulatory action against Tether would have on the crypto ecosystem. Garlinghouse's comments come as Ripple plans to launch its own stablecoin in 2024. Right, and so you could say that he's got a motive to crap on other coins, but it's interesting he said that specifically about Tether rather than USDC, because those are the two big ones that exist right now. Now, as far as Tether goes, like I was saying a second ago, I have voiced concerns about Tether for quite a long time now. And the reason is they are not transparent. They say that everything is backed, every dollar is backed 1-to-1. Why then don't you prove it? Why don't you have an actual audit after all of these years? Because that would provide confidence. Why aren't you doing that? I don't know why they're not doing that if there's nothing to hide. That seems like the behavior of something that someone would engage in if there is something to hide. Now, I don't know what Brad Garlinghouse knows or what he's heard behind the scenes, because he's the one that's incredibly well connected in the cryptoscape here. So I don't know if he's heard that it's a Ponzi, or if there are other reasons, or maybe it's just some bogus SEC nonsense and that's all it's going to be. Maybe there won't be charges of it being a Ponzi. That's possible too, obviously. I don't pretend to know. And I'm not making the allegation, again, to be clear, I'm not making the allegation Tether is a Ponzi. I'm saying that they're highly suspect. But this organization, it's a nonprofit. Here, I'm not even going to read this article because, frankly, there are a lot of words in here that, if I were to say them, I just assume the algorithm wouldn't like it, and that would probably just limit reach. So I'm just not going to do that. Some of it's on your screen here, but there's a nonprofit entity that is called them out here. Just take it for what it's worth, and they're citing a number of things. And again, I'm just not going to read this, but part of what they compared it to is FTX. So they did highlight that they're claiming anyway, there are actual connections to FTX, and there are some commonalities even beyond that, even if there weren't direct links between them, just behaviorally, in terms of refusing to prove that the assets are actually backed. So FTX didn't do that, obviously. And then also noting that they're located outside the United States in the British Virgin Islands. So is what it is. And also fun fact, and this kind of surprised me. I didn't realize this. It's just kind of more of a trivia type of thing, if anything, but very fascinating. Tether was created by a former child actor who was a Disney star. His name's Brock Pierce, and he starred in the Mighty Ducks movies. Remember those with Emilio Estevez from, I guess it was the early 90s? I remember watching those as a kid. That's the guy that founded Tether, and he hasn't been associated with it since 2015. But I just find that fascinating. Guys, I think it's reasonable. I have concerns. I think they're fair because there's a lack of transparency. I think that's fair. I'm just telling you, if I were Tether and everything were on the up and up, I'd just prove it. It's not like it would it would improve their business model. Not only would it not hurt their business model, it would help them because there would be additional confidence. And so they've said stuff like, yeah, well, we don't want to allow proprietary secrets. I'm like, you shut the hell up. That's such a bogus argument. Don't give me that proprietary this. No, just show it's backed. That's not going to screw up your business model. What a cop-out. That is such a bunch of garbage here. So anyway, there's a lot of, they're claiming bad actors, this and that. You guys can tell me what you think about this, but I just thought I'd highlight it because, well, a couple things. First of all, could be an indication that Brad Garlinghouse is onto something. And second of all, it would be highly consequential to all of us in the crypto space. If this is true, it could be a disastrous black swan. And not that it would destroy forever the crypto space, but can you imagine this happens in the midst of a bull run? Can you imagine? I mean, maybe it would bounce back since we're in a bull run, but I don't know. I don't know. That would be a bit unprecedented, folks. I don't know exactly that. It would be bad. The question is, to what degree and for how long would it stay bad? Those would be the unknowns. It's not an unknown as to whether or not it would be bad. It would be bad. It would be real bad. As my grandpappy used to say, people are no damn good. And again, that's sage wisdom from my grandpappy. And he really did say that. I think it was right. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.